Importance of agricultural crops for the country. So, what is agriculture? Agriculture is the science and art of cultivation on the soil, raising crops, and rearing livestock. It is called farming. What is farm system? Agriculture or farming can be looked at as a system. The important input are seeds, fertilizers, machinery, and labor. Some of the operations involved are plowing, sowing, irrigation, weeding, and harvesting. The outputs from the system includes crops, wool, dairy, and poultry products. Agricultural crop means food or fiber commodities grown for harvest or commercial purposes that provide food, clothing, animal feed, or other commercially recognized products. Benefits are offered on a fundamental, economic, and developmental basis. It offers various advantages and comforts that people are fortunate to access to help every nation in the world in some way. Agriculture is one of the major sectors of the Philippines economy. Agriculture has contributed greatly to society. Additionally, while the government is making effort to support the expansion and development of agriculture, something still needs to be done and to improve the system of the agricultural crops here in our country, especially the rice crop. Importance of agricultural crop. Rice is also the most important crop to millions of small farmers who grow it on millions of hectares throughout the region, and to the many landless workers who derive income from working on these farms. In the future, it is imperative that rice production continue to grow at least as rapidly as the population, if not faster. Rice research that develops new technologies for all farmers has a key role to play in meeting this need and contributing to global efforts directed at poverty alleviation. Also, here are some of the importance of crop production. Increase in per capita income, major source of employment, supply of food, source of forex earning, supply of surplus labor, source of national income, and development of industrial sector. In addition, rice is life. For most people living in Asia, rice has shaped the cultures, diets, and economies of thousands of millions of people. For more than half of humanity, rice is life. Rice is the staple food of more than half the world's population, affirm the need to heighten the awareness of the role of rice in alleviating poverty and malnutrition, and reaffirm the need to focus world attention on the role rice can play in providing food security and eradicating poverty. Here we can see the cause of rice inflation: demand growth, exchange rate movements, oil prices, and calamities. Sorry for that. So, the effects of rice inflation is that the price of rice will be higher, and it leads us to buy a rice with cheaper rice like NFA instead of nice and good quality. The solution of rice inflation is that despite the fact that the game appears to be harmful, funding for agricultural research has decreased over the past 10 years, making it harder to stay ahead of the game. So here is our solution: reduce funding for agricultural research and need for increased productivity. There are two main ways to increase production: adding more land for rice farming, or increasing productivity, or the amount of rice you grow per unit area. In Asia, in particular, there is less room for adding more land for rice farming. Even if there were, doing that might not always be a good idea. Rice land is under a lot of pressure due to the competition from urban and economic growth. Only by raising the yield that farmers can obtain per hectare will we be able to expand production. That is a long-term solution that won't take place immediately. It will come gradually. Did you know about 80% of Filipino we rice as their primary diet, making it a component of consumer buckets. As the single most significant in the Philippines agriculture, it provides a significant portion of the country's farmers' revenue. In order to guarantee consumers a sufficient and steady supply at cheap cost, and to provide a reasonable return for rice farmers with suitable pricing incentives, the government is heavily involved in both its production and distribution. Thank you and God bless.